Have you ever looked at someone incredibly smart? Someone with amazing ideas? Someone full of potential? And wondered, why aren't they successful yet? Maybe you've even looked in the mirror and asked yourself the same question. You know you're capable. People tell you you're intelligent. You understand things quickly. You dream big. You plan. You research. You think. You imagine the future. Yet somehow, months pass, then years, and your life still looks almost the same. Here's the question I want you to think about. What if intelligence isn't the thing that's holding you back? What if the very thing you believe is your greatest strength has quietly become your biggest weakness? Stay with me, because before this episode ends, you might recognize yourself in ways you never expected. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Most people think smart people have an easier life. They believe intelligence automatically leads to success. But life doesn't reward potential. Life rewards action. The world is full of brilliant people who never built the business they dreamed about, never wrote the book they kept talking about, never applied for the opportunity they secretly wanted, never started. Not because they couldn't, because they didn't. Think about that for a second. How many ideas have you had this year? How many notebooks have you filled? How many videos have you watched? How many plans have you made? Now ask yourself something even harder. How many of those plans actually became reality? Sometimes the smartest people become trapped inside their own minds. They think about every possibility, every mistake, every risk, every opinion, every outcome, until thinking becomes a replacement for doing. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You read every book about swimming. You watch hundreds of videos. You understand every technique. You know exactly how the body moves through water, but you never jump in. Will you ever become a swimmer? Of course not. Knowledge without action changes nothing. And that's exactly where many intelligent people get stuck. They keep preparing for a life they never begin. Maybe you've told yourself, I'm just waiting for the right time. I need to learn a little more. I'll start when I feel confident. But here's the truth. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes after surviving the things you thought would destroy you. Nobody feels ready. The people you admire weren't fearless. They simply stopped waiting. There's another trap that smart people fall into. Perfection. Have you noticed how some people with average skills move forward faster than people with extraordinary talent? It's because average people often accept being beginners. Smart people don't. They want everything to be perfect before anyone sees it. The perfect business, the perfect video, the perfect plan, the perfect moment. But perfection is one of the most convincing forms of procrastination. It feels productive. It sounds responsible. But deep down, it's often just fear wearing a different face. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of hearing someone say, I thought you were smarter than that. So instead, nothing gets published, nothing gets created, nothing changes. Can I ask you something? How many dreams have quietly disappeared, not because they were impossible, but because they stayed inside someone's head? Maybe one of those dreams belongs to you. Here's something that changed the way I think forever. Your future isn't built by your best ideas. It's built by your daily habits. 1 hour of focused work every day will always beat 10 hours of overthinking. One imperfect step will always beat 1,000 perfect plans. The truth is, your life isn't changing because of what you know. It's changing because of what you repeatedly do. Let's talk about something that almost nobody admits. Comparison. Smart people compare themselves constantly. They don't compare themselves to average people. They compare themselves to the absolute best. So even when they're doing well, they feel behind. They tell themselves, if I can't be extraordinary, why even try? But life isn't an exam where only perfect scores matter. Progress counts. Tiny improvements count. Showing up counts. Imagine planting a seed. Would you dig it up every morning to check if it's growing? Of course not. You trust the process. You water it. You wait. Growth happens quietly. Your life works the same way. Not every effort gives immediate results. Some investments take months. Some take years. But every meaningful life is built the same way. One decision at a time, one habit at a time, one ordinary day at a time. There's another reason intelligent people stay stuck. They become addicted to certainty. They want guarantees. They want to know everything will work before they begin. But life has never worked that way. Every entrepreneur takes a risk. Every artist shares work that might be criticized. Every speaker says something that not everyone will agree with. Every successful person has failed more times than most people ever see. Waiting for certainty is another way of waiting forever. Maybe today isn't the day you need another motivational quote. Maybe today is the day you need one uncomfortable truth. No one is coming to rescue you. No perfect opportunity is arriving. No magical moment is waiting around the corner. The life you want will be built by ordinary actions repeated over and over again. Read one chapter, save a little money, learn one skill, make one phone call, publish one video, write one page. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 10, 10 becomes a completely different life. Imagine meeting yourself 5 years from today. Not the version you hope to become, the version created by your current habits. Would that person thank you? Or ask why you kept waiting? That question is uncomfortable, but sometimes the uncomfortable questions are the ones that change us. If you've been waiting for a sign, maybe this is it. Not because everything will suddenly become easy, but because staying stuck has become more painful than moving forward. You don't need another year of planning. You don't need another 100 motivational videos. You don't need permission. You need movement, even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if nobody notices. Because every remarkable life begins the same way, with someone deciding, I've waited long enough. Remember this, your intelligence is a gift, but only action unlocks its value. The world doesn't need more people with hidden potential. It needs people who are willing to begin before they feel ready. So when this episode ends, don't promise yourself you'll change someday. Choose one thing. Just one. Do it today. Not tomorrow, not next Monday. Today. Because one small action has more power than 1,000 perfect thoughts. And years from now, you won't remember the day you thought about changing your life. You'll remember the day you finally started.